Scorned Magnamalo, Mail of Hellfire, defense boost offset. Let's check it out. Hello hunters, it's Drew. I wanted to show off another strong raw Switch Axe build that's an alternative to the Ibushi Grinder S build. This build can also be used for other element sets on Power File, but it'll be less comfy. Again, these raw builds are great if you don't feel like maintaining 5 different element builds, or if you're just looking for a good raw matchup for monsters like Valstrax who don't take any element damage when it's enraged. It is also great if you're getting started with weapon, as you don't need to invest in so many builds to get started. But enough intro, let's get into the build. This build makes use of Mail of Hellfire, which comes from the Scorned Magnamalo armor unlocked at MR 100. What Mail of Hellfire does at level 3 is that it increases our raw attack by 35, but it decreases our defense by 100 while wearing Red Scroll. The idea with this build is also to put in defense boost decoration since we do not need to fill in element damage. This offsets the defense drawback of the skill, and we just get a large amount of attack instead from Mail of Hellfire. For this build, I recommend using the Scorned Magnamalo Switch Axe. This Switch Axe has high raw, good slots, and can also be augmented to have the level 3 Rampage decoration. And in that slot, we will be placing the File Switch Boost level 3 decoration. Alright, let's take a look at the basic set without armor augments. In the Switch Axe, we'll be slotting in 2 attack jewel gems. We use the gold Rathian helmet. This has 2 points in status trigger and 2 points in chain crit. The status trigger helps with triggering blast. In it, we slot a jumping jewel and a sharp jewel. We use 3 pieces of the Scorned Magnamalo set for 3 points of Mail of Hellfire. In the chest, we use a hard defense 4 and a 1 defense jewel. This gives us 6 points of defense boost. In the hands, we give a Tenderizer jewel and a Quickswitch jewel. In the waist, a sharp jewel 4 and a Tenderizer jewel and 1 defense jewel to cap us out at 7 defense boost. In the Malzeno Greaves, we use an enhancer 4 and 2 Cornerstone jewels. These jewels provide us with additional defense, as well as negation to various effects such as monster roars and wind pressure. You can get these with gold Rathian materials. For the Talisman, I recommend a Rapid Morph Talisman with 2 2 slots. In this example, I have a Rapid Morph 1 with 2 2 slots. However, it is possible to get a Rapid Morph 3 with 2 2 slots, but I have not come one of those myself. If you do not have a Rapid Morph Talisman, you can use a 2 slot Talisman, or a talisman that can fill any of the core skills. However, don't worry too much because we will be getting more skill slots with Curious Armor crafting. So in total, this build has a lot of skills. 7 defense boost, 4 attack boost, 3 weakness exploit, 3 protective polish, 3 Babbitt Morph, 3 Mail of Hellfire, 2 power prolonger, 2 Wirebug Whisper, 2 chain crit, 2 status trigger, 1 evade extender, 1 point in counter strike, 1 in coalescence, which is pretty good when fighting afflicted monsters, and 1 point foray, which is pretty good if you have paralyze on your Palamutes. 2 important pieces for Curious crafting will be the Scorned Magnamalo body and the Malzeno Greaves. In these, we want to go for getting additional slots so that we can slot in more skills that we want. In this case, my level 1 slot upgrade to a 2, and I got an additional level 1. And the Malzeno Greaves, you can also upgrade the 1 slot to a 2 slot so you can get another skill. In this case I got pretty lucky and also got a protective polish on it, but the main idea is to try and get that extra skill on it so we can slot more of our core skills into the build. So with skills that you get from Curious Crafting and the slots you get from Curious Crafting, I think their priorities would be to get attack boost to level 4. That 5% attack is really important. Power Prolonger to level 3 is really nice. Getting our amp state longer is really important because it's a huge part of our damage. Wirebug Whisper 3 is really nice if you are playing a lot of elemental burst counters. It reduces the recovery rate of the Wirebugs and really helps with that kind of playstyle. Beyond that, I would say keep putting more points to attack. Try to get to 7 for the 10% extra attack. You will probably see some shifting of your decorations because of which slots become 1 to 2 for your defense boost. So I would say you need to shift that around to make sure you get defense boost 7. You can also shift some of those points into Defiance if you like. if you want to get those additional effects of the nullifying roars, wind pressure, and tremors. That's totally up to you. So after my augment, I was able to get attack boost at level 7. This pushed my attack to 459, and defense on this build is at 700, which is pretty good considering we're running Mail of Hellfire. Let's show off some of the damage that we get on the Toadversary. The damage is pretty substantial for a raw build, it's quite strong. This build does also have Counter-Strike, Coalescence, and Foray. Counter-Strike activating if you get knocked down, Coalescence if you recover from a blight, and Foray if the monster has a status like Paralyze. And when all these are stacked together, your attack goes up to 508, which is pretty ridiculous. I wanted to mention that this can also work for element power files. You will lose the 2/2 slots that the Scorned Magnamalo Switch Axe has, which will make your build a lot more difficult. I found that I really couldn't support handling all of the defense boost decorations because I need to get my thunder attack up. But it is possible. You'll take the full defense loss probably, but it will do quite a bit of damage if you like play more of the suicide build. In addition, the Conquerus, the exhaust file Switch Axe is also probably compatible here. You'll need to get that extra handicraft to get this into purple sharpness, but I'm pretty sure that the exhaust file will be an option here too, if that's what you like to use. If you liked this video, or you found this helpful, consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. I have been very surprised by the amount of you that have checked out my builds and my explanations. I'm very motivated to keep making this content, so I really hope to see you guys again in the future. Thanks for watching and take care.